Hey and welcome to a new video. Today, someone and I will talk about vehicle ultimates.
Hello.
And our first vehicle is Goofa with Go. Uh,
Goo is, I think it's not really that good. I would put it actually in nearly useless. It kind of, with a good speed boost and maybe a good team, it won't really do anything unless the other team is also good and with a good placed orbital strike. But other than that, I don't think it's really that good. I would actually put it in nearly useless or D tier.
I mean, it does have a certain use. It's certainly extremely hard to use due to you having to go in close with Goofa, which is known for having huge amount of HP.
Yeah,
But
it's
it does have a low cooldown, I think.
Yeah, it's well, it's kind of just to annoy people, and maybe if you place it right with the mobs in your team, you can kill somebody solo. But usually, it's just you can help kill somebody that is already gonna die anyways, or like almost gonna die.
I think
But for solo, it's basically not really of any use.
it might be one of the few ultimates that are capable of stopping Mob Commander. Because you
Nah,
can
there, I
stop
think
mobs.
there's Singularity, for example, is a really good example
Yeah,
of
but
that, and Mob Commander is stopped in many ways, but yeah, it's also one of the ways how you can stop it.
it does have a nice little effect. But yeah, it's okay. It's really not that good. You don't have any damage. You depend on your team.
Yeah,
Mob Commander with Mob Buddy.
Mob Commander has very good versatility, and I think I would put it in A tier or maybe B, or
Really?
somewhere around that. Yeah, I think it's especially in the early game. I think it's a game changer because when people don't really have their supers and your team has the supers first, there's not really much you can do against it. And if you play good and hide behind the mobs, you are also almost unkillable unless the other team has a super already. So I think it's at least B tier.
I disagree on just sticking behind the mobs. Usually, most of time you can just go around and take out the mob body, which is the main problem of it. It gives the player a lot of XP, and I think it has one of the lowest, if not the lowest, cooldown in the game of all the ultimates. You can just
Mhm.
spam that and outcycle all the other ultimates.
That's true. I use it sometimes in correlation with healer with Gravitron, to have that super ready, but it's not really that.
Yes,
It has to be played right. So I would put it B tier because in C tiers, I don't know. It feels like it should be belong in
yeah.
B tier.
I think BT is fair. It's strong in a team, but on your own, it's not really effective because you're just gonna die before the
Yeah, that's
mobs.
true. Yeah, that's true.
Porcupine. I think Porcupine, Lockdown Storm, I think it's pretty hard to use due to its cast time and it takes a few seconds to freeze you. And in current meta,
Yeah.
most people have a speed ready, or at least the
It
spy.
in the big lobbies where everybody has speed and basically always there's speed around. It is very hard to use, to because everybody will just get out of it. But I think it should at least be an A tier because it has a really low cooldown and high damage, and I think it's it definitely belongs in A tier.
I
It's just hard to use, but if you can use it and you predict the enemies, then I think it's a really effective thing.
I don't even think its damage is that high, but
Ah, it's
it's mostly because of the uh yeah freezing. That's its strength. 8 seconds of freeze at level 5. That's amazing.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's the DPS at level 5 of the ultimate is 230. That's like nothing.
Okay, that's not really that much.
No, it's barely anything. That's like the DPS of a single primary extra. Most of
That's
those,
but now okay, true. When you get into one, usually you die because you're stuck
yeah,
and you can't even defend yourself, unlike
the
Gravitron, for
the
example.
main reason you die is because you can't do anything. I mean, shotgun storm of Snipefence is considered to be low damage, and it has twice the damage.
Yeah, yeah, true.
I would still I would put it in, I don't know, B or A. I'm not sure if it's A
Put it
really.
put it in first place on B, like in front of Mob Body.
Alright. Firebox.
Firebox. It's not. It's.
Facebook.
I think Firebox is at the lower spectrum because of how hard it is to use. It definitely has its purpose, and I think it's if you can do it right, it can be a really powerful super. But overall, it's just too hard to aim. At least for most people. I don't know. Some people are cracked at this game, so.
Some people are actually good at this, not us. I would actually put it high up because you almost can't defend. The only way to defend against this is with shield or the Goton heal.
The Gravitron heal, shield, tiny giant, but
Yeah,
with the speed when there's speed around, well, it is okay. It had it when you have an enemy without speed and you're just chasing it, then it's an easy way. If you don't if you can't run away, then it's just a quick kill. But
it
okay, yeah, it
yeah.
definitely is not the.
It's great for putting up pressure on the lane because the enemies they can't get close to you. You can push
That's
them,
true.
force them away because soon as they get close to you or run towards you, that's almost a guaranteed hit with it, and it's an insta kill.
That's true. Yeah.
I would put it. It's not S tier. It's definitely not S tier. I would
You
put it.
would put it in A tier.
Yeah, I think so. I would actually put it at
Okay, why
A.
not? Why not?
Maybe first. Maybe put it B. Maybe the later end of A.
Yeah,
Flaming Flaming Blade.
Flaming Blade, I think it's not that good. I well, also because I can't really use the super. I failed with it many times because I just die before I can do anything. But I think it has 800 damage per second. It does have a
It's
lot of damage. Yeah, it does have 800. So it is definitely not weak. But the fact that you have to get this close with the vehicle that has no benefits other than the super to being close. It doesn't have a shotgun or any. It has good damage over distance. So I think it's just too much of a vulnerability to you. So I don't know. You decide. I would put it in B.
I would actually put it. I would actually say it's better than Firebox because
You would say fat.
it's much easier to use, and the main reason for it is how long it lasts. Like with Firebox, you got one shot, and if you miss, that's an entire ultimate wasted. But the
Flaming
Flame
Blade, you
Blade,
have several chances.
it lasts 15 seconds. That's one of the
Yeah,
longest ults in the game.
that's true. Yeah.
I think the
But I
only
would put it above Firebox because Firebox is it's an insta kill. With Flaming Blade, you put
true,
yourself
true,
at risk.
true. It's quite fast at killing. Well, you don't have to stay in very long.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think it's the second
I
fast.
I would put it in A tier, but not above Firebox.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's agree on that.
Yes.
It's hard
Next one,
to use, but
Kamikaze. Yeah,
Clem.
well, I think it's clear S tier.
Yeah.
It's just a really high range with the insta kill.
It's
And
yeah.
with the speed built in the vehicle, you don't even necessarily need a speed boost. Sometimes you will have to need one, but it's kind of overpowered. And if you pre-ignite it, then the enemy can't really do anything.
Uh,
Then yeah,
it's basically face bump on steroids.
yeah, it's basically yeah,
It's face bump except that it's area of effect instead of
1 point.
almost single target. Yeah, and you can
Yeah,
move around the area. It's not fixed like face
yeah.
bump.
It's you have like this. It's just easier to aim, unlike Firebox,
You
which has
you don't
first
have
of all,
to aim at all basically.
yeah, you just have to move. So yeah,
Move close. That's
it's
it.
clear S here.
Yes.
Next
Sidewinder
one, Sidewinder,
often used
also S
only for
tier, of course.
yeah. Deadly
Um,
Circus. I mean, it
it's
does have its problem with the log-on bug, which isn't that uncommon, and
bad. Well,
it's still
I
usable.
wouldn't blame it on the vehicle though, on the super.
No, no.
That's the thing with every vehicle. So it's not really. It does not have anything to do with Sidewinder
Yeah,
itself.
it, most of the time it gets played purely for its ultimate, purely for that
Yeah,
staircase.
definitely. Because otherwise, it's just not that good.
Nah,
um,
Thunder, Solar Flare. Solar Flare is an
it's
interesting
harder
position.
to use. It's harder to use
Yeah,
than other supers, and the damage is not that great in the late game because you would have to level it, and you kind of need to level the other two abilities. So I think it's not as strong as. It's definitely not S tier. Um,
no,
hard to decide. I don't know.
it's
I would put in
it.
A at least an
Yeah,
A, but because it is ranged, not fully ranged. It has a
yeah.
limit, but it is a lot of range, and with the speed boost, you are just as maneuverable as you would also just normally be. Um, but the damage it gets lower the longer the rounds are, because you usually don't level it. I would
Mm,
put it in A tier. Mm, I don't know where. I don't know where in A tier. I can't decide.
Su- it in early game, the Thunder Ultimate is way too strong when you compare to others.
Yeah, that's true.
Its damage output is simply so
1,100
high.
something.
Such so high. Yeah, you level it early game at level 4 and you just kill everything within 2 seconds. It's easy. It's also a hard counter to Flaming Blade and basically everything that's close range.
It's also a counter against Kamikaze because
Yeah,
the final sacrifice. It's if you aim right, you can just push him away.
it's
It's that's also one thing good. One good thing about it because it pushes away the enemy.
you have to need to be on it consistently and use it in time, though,
Yeah,
before Kami
but
gets close.
but the possibility is there.
Let's put it between these two. I
Yeah,
think. I think that's fair. Thunderpulse. So Thunderpulse is purely played for its
for the
ultimate.
super. Yeah, so I would put it in A tier above
Nothing else.
Firebox. It is very much. It's way better than Flaming Blade, since it has just more damage.
Yes.
Uh, and
1.1k.
yeah, and also with the magnet, it also has crowd control.
Yeah.
So it's definitely better than Flaming Blade, and I would also put it above Firebox.
Then
Um, it's just different than the other vehicles because it's most of the time it's just played for the super.
it
Uh,
synergizes very well. And it's also low cooldown when you level it up. And you
oh
get
yeah,
9
true.
shots. 9 shots on a higher level. And those are a lot of shots when you play with it. Because that's 10k damage.
Yeah, you can definitely, if you play it right, you can definitely kill several
You,
people with it.
you can kill vehicles that would survive Kami Final Sacrifice or Face Bump. If you
Yeah.
kill them with it, it's. Yeah. Oh, I can't put it.
Ah, well then it's decided. Ah, there you go.
Ah!
There you go.
Fuck, definitely isn't A tier Fuck of War, I would
Fog of
say.
War, it's definitely not A tier. It is, well, kind of only used for two things. First of all, escorting mobs,
Yeah.
which is kind of guaranteed, to be honest. If you play it right, it's guaranteed. Unless
Unless
it's
the.
supered against each.
Or area of effect.
Oh, yeah.
Or an
But,
opponent who simply knows the lanes of the map out of their head.
yeah, well, it's sometimes really hard because they move around to left, right. But
Yeah.
if you have. It depends on for example, with Firebox, you can just. You don't have to aim that precisely, but it's and the other use is for offensively killing somebody, because you can just run through turrets, towers, to chase the people. But
It can.
I don't know.
No, it can help with defense, so it makes it a lot harder to aim.
Yeah,
It
but
it also
one
confuses
downside about
missile.
defenses. One downside about defense is your mobs will just ignore enemy mobs will just ignore the towers because they
True,
can't see
true.
anything, so they
But
will just go through.
for players, it's good. It's a hard counter to Deadly Sickness also as
Oh
well.
yeah, that's true.
And the fog also reduces the damage you and your allies take in it, so it can help survive a face bump or final sacrifice as well.
Yeah, okay. But compared to the other supers, I would put it in B
Uh,
tier. above Porcupine.
Lowest above it?
Mm,
Alright.
I would put it above it, yeah.
Okay. Fortress mode.
It
For,
has definitely its downsides. I think Fortress mode is worse than Fog of War.
yeah.
Since first of all you are stationary, you're an easy target while you do it, and it's easy to counter since you can't move. So just one turret or one down tower, one obstacle, and you'll survive it.
It's all.
So
Yeah. It's. I mean, you can defend big pushes with it, maybe, but
yeah,
outside of it, it's for normal lane fighting. It's almost or killing places almost useless outside of killing towers.
yeah. I
And
think most of the usage is are just killing the tower quickly.
and honestly, you don't need an ultimate for towers. The costs don't have that much HP to do. I
Yeah,
I had like 3 matches total in the 5.5 years. Yeah, we struggled to take down the core of a tower. So I will put
yeah,
it at C. Then you
yeah.
also have something there, and so,
And I mean, it only does like overall, if you count it all together, it has like 8,000 damage, 8,100 something. Um, so it is a lot of damage, but if you counter it right with speed boosts and obstacles, it's not good.
yeah. Save.
Rebirth,
We don't need to talk about that.
just put it in useless.
Yes, I have to make an extra category for it. Useless.
Completely useless. Now, well, it's not completely useless,
Yeah.
but the fact that it stops you, I think it stops you. I haven't
No,
played him in a while.
does it? I'm not
Uh,
sure. I'm not sure.
we both just don't
I
know,
played
but
it.
yeah, you
I
played a lot.
I have to admit it. I played. Yeah, and you were healing me at fun times.
Yes.
But
Well,
the plus like 10 healing per second it gives to your allies. It's a
that's just
it's a
yeah.
joke. It's a pure
The,
joke by the devs.
it's always just how funny how the bots use it because they use it to heal you. So sometimes they are full life and use it because you're not full life.
Yeah. it's
It's
it's a
it's nearly
meme.
useless. It's a
It's a
meme,
meme
yeah.
added by the devs. Oh, vampire kiss. I loved using vampire kiss.
Vampire
It's
Kiss is not that actual. It's often underestimated,
it's
but it
decent.
is really good because you can just run in when there's
Yeah.
mobs. That's just additional healing to you. So there's not much you have to fear with it when you're doing it, when you're using it. So I
Yeah.
would put it in B.
Yeah, be a default, I would say.
That's a good place. Yeah.
Right. But I think these two actually need to move down to C tier maybe.
Yeah, if you compare it now,
Vampire.
yeah, it's
Let's move
this is
them down.
yeah,
Sorry guys, you got degraded. Berserker.
yeah.
I will put Berserker
It's
at A tier.
yeah, it's just
Yeah, it's
overall
the
just good. You have damage reduction, you have more damage output, faster. It's overall
for
just good. It's a decent, good thing.
yeah, it can easily kill all of those, I think. Survive.
If you do it well, yeah, you don't even need your speed. And one good thing is you can shoot while you're stunned. So Goofer or the towers, they don't affect you. So well, just a neat little thing, but it's just really good. It's just nothing extraordinary, nothing specific about it, but just overall decent.
Now
Tesla Storm.
system.
It depends.
It's
It's just Electron is played so much, so it gets used a lot.
yeah,
That's I'm thinking about S tier or A tier, but it's the super itself isn't even that strong, but combined with the
no.
abilities, it just makes overall a good package because you can basically guarantee a kill
How
with it.
much first shot damage does it have?
I
800?
think 750. I can't recall
750?
right now, but
Uh,
it's not nothing outstanding. But combined with the other abilities,
I have,
it's just
yeah.
it's just a good package combined.
I
I
have
would
two main things about it. The first one being you can hit opponents through walls with it. Like
true.
walls, and so they won't stop you. Also, it's kinda area of effect due to the chain lightning. I
Yeah, I
guess.
think it's 5 enemies at tier 1, I think it is. So it's and 5 enemies, that's a lot. So
Oh, you said
it's
5.
definitely area of effect. But one downside of it, it's sometimes really buggy,
Yes,
and
that's our point.
so that's also to be
It's
considered. I wouldn't put it in S tier, definitely not in S tier. Maybe low, maybe even low A tier.
yeah, it does lose against Berserker. It does lose
Yeah,
against.
it also loses against Flaming Blade, but you can't really compare it because Flaming Blade is just close range.
Yeah, it's range against. Should we put it maybe here behind Berserker?
Um, I'm not sure I would put it lower, but I don't know. I'm not certain about it. Let's just put it there. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
how the next
Yeah.
one? Stuff.
The next one, Sniper Prince.
It's
Well, Shotgun Storm.
kind of low damage. Only 600 damage. Is less than Flame Blade. Half of what
But
Thunderbolt states.
yeah, but it is a long period of time. I
Yeah,
think it was. I can't recall right now, but it's a long. It's a decent time. You can most of the times
it's enough.
consider.
Yeah,
It's enough. Yeah.
the main part of it is the range. It's like the Call of Duty shotgun range.
It's kind
It's
of into not
yeah.
really. It doesn't really make sense because it's called Shotgun Storm and has more range than a shotgun.
I think
And
it has
I think
about
it
the
even
same range as Sundog does.
yeah, it's definitely not a shotgun, and how it also like the damage doesn't fall off. So
Also,
it's
huge cone, huge area of
yeah, that's
damage.
true. You can damage a lot of stuff at the same time. So that's that's why I think you can definitely do multiple kills at once with it, not because of the damage output, but because you can just damage several people at once. Um,
Berserker is winning, but Berserker is single target. This is everything in range. After general direction kind of style.
yeah, and
I
the
will
range
put
is
it
more.
here,
Yeah, I think
last
it.
of S
Yeah, it's
tier.
last of S tier.
Yes, Angel.
Now the difficult thing to do. How do you compare something healing to something damaging?
Angel can. The question is, how much can Guardian counter? I think it can counter
2000 health
most.
damage per second. It
Not
can't
damage.
counter
Elf.
2000 healings per second, I
Yes.
think.
Yes.
So
Can you?
it
The
can.
question is, can you counter Kamikaze with it?
No, you can't. It's instant damage. Kamikaze is instant damage, so it
Gref,
will kill.
Gref can counter the Feeling Blast too.
Yeah, well, no, but that's because it's at the same frame. But that's not how it works with. If Angel healed at
Yeah,
the
but can
frame.
you use Guardian at the perfect frame, just like Healing Blast?
Maybe you could, but
That's the
there's a
question.
cast time. You have to cast it first, so I don't think it's
I know.
I don't think it's actually.
It's like the hardcore mode of it, doing it with Graviton.
I mean, theoretically, you could also
The bots can do
counter.
it. Did you ever see a bot do it with Guardian? That's the question.
No, no.
No, or maybe you can't do it then.
Well, theoretically, you could also counter Final Sacrifice with the healing blast of Nanobana.
But I think out of all the healing abilities, it's still the
Yeah,
S
it's
tier one.
definitely the best. The reason why it's used is for the super, because the normal healing is compared to Gravitron overall healing. It's not really that. If it didn't have the super, I think it would be way worse than Gravitron. But the super
Yeah,
just makes up for it. So I would put it in S tier, but where in S tier? I don't know. How do you compare that?
let's just put it to the edge of it.
Yeah,
It's just healings are separated.
yeah, Gravitron. Yeah,
Yes.
Gravitron's not really that useful. It's good
Yeah,
for defending, but that's kind of it. Securing
attacking,
a kill,
not really. You can use it for
it's
attacking.
just too hard. It's just too
Yeah.
hard to get. It's like Porcupine, and
Mm.
Porcupine has way less damage, so I would put it even in C tier last place
Oh,
because I mean,
okay,
Lockdown Storm
true.
is kind of the same, but just way more damage and freezing. So
True. The reason is Porcupine. You can use these for defending. You can even use the mob commander for defending, but you can't use Graviton for attacking.
yeah,
Certainly.
it's
Singularity for attacking, it's not you can't use it.
the thing about like it doesn't stun you like Porcupine, like Lockdown Storm does. So
Yeah.
it doesn't even when you're pushing, the enemy can still kill the mobs. So It's not super is not what makes this vehicle strong. So
It's not hard to dodge the singularity and get out with a speed boost or anything. It's similar to the freezing of Lockdown Storm, just slightly
yeah,
better.
same kind of problem.
He,
Healing raw, yeah, it's good.
it's
It's
the
just
opposite.
decent.
Healing was mostly used for its offensive purpose,
Yeah,
I think.
pushing with it is like it damage reduction and a lot of healing, like 400, I think, 400 healing per second.
Yeah, it's a
But
lot.
with the damage reduction, it's good for pushing. It's good for saving somebody. It's good for saving yourself. Save good for defending even. It's just good overall. I would put it in B tier.
I would
Just
actually put it in
decent.
A tier.
You would put it in A tier, but then low A tier.
Yeah, but yeah, at the end, anyways, because when you use it, you basically force the enemy to use one ultimate of theirs against it to stop
Yeah,
the wave or still get a kill.
yeah. Without a super countering it, it's kind of
You
not
c-
really possible to kill
you
a
can't
healing
really,
raw.
yeah, you can't really out damage it.
400 healings per second is too much.
Yes,
Yeah,
tiny
and also
giant.
with the
With
damage reduction. So yeah, A tier low. Tiny giant, yeah.
I don't think it's as strong as Healing War, honestly, because it's
It's
mostly self-centered and you don't get a huge benefit off of it. I mean, you live, but you still don't have larger influence on the battlefield. It doesn't
yeah. I
really
think
help
it.
you open tower or defending.
Yeah, I would put it in maybe low B tier. It
Yeah,
is definitely better than some other supers because it makes you can survive the insta kills with it, like Final Sacrifice or Face Bomb. But and you can also chase people with it because of the speed increase.
that's
Um, and another thing is you can for example against Flaming Blade super you can defend yourself because you can push it away, and you can even I did it once. I pushed away a kamikaze and saved a teammate of mine with it. So, but that's a really rare case because you have to hit him right, and so it's definitely not C tier, but
it,
barely B tier.
it belongs in S plus because you can launch our vehicles
Oh
into
yeah, you
orbit
can.
with it.
Yeah, then yeah, S plus.
it's
The stunt category.
it's S plus.
It's the stunt category.
It's not
Yeah.
worthy of being here. So,
Yeah,
I
so
think
yeah, I think
it's decent. I think
it's not bad.
I think the tier list is alright.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, do you want to say anything?
No, I'm good. I think it's if I look at it now, I think some people will definitely disagree with our opinions, especially some people that heavily play Electron. They will put it maybe even if they want to put it in S tier, but
Yeah,
ah,
absolutely.
and maybe like it depends on your playstyle. Like I said already, I'm not the biggest fighter player. I never was, probably never will be. So for me, for example, I really can't play Sidewinder. So if I would to decide a Sidewinder would be way worse. But that's just because I suck at it.
I never hit with when I used Electron, it would be here. But seeing Flameblade here really hurts me in the heart, kinda. It's a
Yeah.
oh. Alright.
Yeah, it's dependent on the player, so you can't really.
Yeah.
It's also still opinions. But yeah, overall, I'm quite happy with what we done,
Alright
what we
then.
did.
Then that brings us to the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave feedback in the comments, both to the video and the tier list. Maybe show us how you would have done it, and see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.